Are you ready? We're ready for 2021, but first we have to make some very difficult decisions. Would you rather is the name of the game. Let's play general manager. And Harold, you are up first. Would you rather trade for Nolan Arenado or Chris Bryant? We keep hearing the Rockies want to engage the Mets in Nolan talks. What do you think, Harold?
Wow. It would depend on the need of my team. If I want a everyday third baseman, I get Nolan Arenado. If I want versatility, then I get Chris Bryant. So for this exercise at just third base, I'm trading for Nolan Arenado.
Oh, man.
Maddie,
I have to do this one, too. I mean, this is like, what's your favorite pizza topping when you love them all? No, I didn't know if I got to take a bite at this one as well. Boy, I mean, gosh, like two of the best players of the last 40 years. Which one do you want? Either. I like what Harold had to say in terms of your need. Man, you know, this is a weird one. I'm going to say Bryant just because I think that we haven't seen his best yet. And that's weird to say for a guy that's already won an MVP and a Rookie of the Year. I guess it's Bryant. I don't know why I would say that. Look, they're both premier players. I think defensively, Arenado has a little bit of an edge as a pure third baseman. That's not to say Bryant is anything other than great there, but I guess I'd roll the dice on Bryant, and maybe he comes $1 or $2 cheaper in terms of years of service. I'm sure his agent doesn't like hearing that, but I think they have the same agent, so he doesn't really care, if I'm not mistaken. I'll say Bryant.
Okay, similar age, by the way. Bryant turns 29 in January.
Gee whiz, make a decision.
That's too hard, man.
Would you rather sign Jackie Bradley Jr. or Kevin Pillar? Similar age. I get it, we fall in love with their defense, but they both, if you look at the numbers, which I did earlier in the show, quietly had some production at the plate in 60 games last year. Here, Harold, what say you?
Well, I hate to sound like a broken record. Again, it's need, lefty, righty. I think if I'm Philly, for example, it's Jackie Bradley Jr. I think he's the guy that I would go sign right now.
Maddie?
All right, since we don't get to waffle on this, we have to pick one. Oh, gosh, this is brutal. These are so hard. I mean, both of these guys are great center fielders, good hitters, each of them. I'll say Jackie as well, just because, again, I think that here's why. I'll give you a reason why. Because if Major League Baseball can finally find its way clear to legislate the doggone shift, which has single-handedly killed the game, Jackie Bradley Jr. is going to get on base more often. He's going to display his athleticism more often, and Jackie would be my guy.
And to Harold's point, depends on the need. Do you need a right-handed bat or a left-handed bat? Depends on the team. Would you rather sign James Paxton or Jose Quintana? Tough to use last season as a gauge. They both had injury-washed years. Same age. Pick your poison, Harold.
Well, I love Big Maple, man. I just think Paxton's ceiling is still there. When healthy, I think he's a Cy Young candidate every year. So I'm going with Paxton.
Maddie?
I'll say Paxton, too, and I'll just base it on velocity. He is just purely the harder thrower, and I'm taking 2020 out of it, but in 2019, he had the highest average fastball velo among left-handed starters, and I'll say Paxton for the velocity issue.
And for what we're hearing, he is fully healthy at this point, and the velocity is up. I have one last one before we go. There's only one more. Would you rather sign Jock Peterson or Kyle Schwarber? And if you sign Kyle, where are you playing him? Peterson was awesome when it mattered the most in the postseason. Harold, which one do you choose?
I picked Jock Peterson. I know that if need be, Jock can defend for me right away. Now, I just think he can play center field on a daily basis. Both these guys fall in the same bucket for me, though, there is no reason that we're sitting here with them at the point they're at in their careers, and we're talking about they can't hit left-hand pitching, which I just think is insane. They can both hit flat out. But I'm picking Jock Peterson. I'm taking, I'm acting like Matt, but I'm a little more direct than Matt right now.
Well,
not hard, by the way.
Harold is offering very little rationale for his choices, and this is the only one that I'll disagree with you on, H, because each one of these guys has had great postseason runs. In 2017, Peterson was really special in the World Series. I can't get what Schwarber did in 2016 out of my mind. He is always going to be that guy who, after missing almost the entire year, came back from major knee surgery and had a magic to him in the postseason and in the World Series specifically. That I always think of him as that guy. They both punch out a little. They both have holes against left-handed pitching, and it's close, but Schwarber would be my pick.
I remember the buzz when Schwarber came back in 2016 around Wrigley Field. It was unbelievable, and he completely delivered.
Yeah.
Well done, gentlemen.